Hey guys, I have got your back, especially if you're diasporan. I have your back. I have your back. Kabisa. In fact, this question is for you, and the question that I have is a question around moving back home. So if you're out there, you're thinking about moving back home, please watch this video. I have with me Robert Waruiru from KPMG. He is a tax consultant. He's an expert in these matters, and he's going to be helping us understand what obligations we have where taxation in Kenya is concerned. So Robert, my first question where this is concerned, moving back home, is, I've been living out of the country, maybe in the UK or in the States, and I feel it's time to get back home. I've done what I wanted to do. It's been 15, 20 years. And I want to go back home. And so going back home means I'll sell my stuff, and maybe I have a car, I had a house somewhere, and I don't want to continue to own that house, and I want to sell everything and not only just move back physically with my family, but repatriate my funds or my assets or money, cash, back to Kenya. From a taxation perspective, what do I need to know or to be aware of?
Okay, thank you very much for that. That's an interesting question, especially now that we have what we call a tax amnesty on foreign assets. And in brief, what this says is that if you're a Kenyan citizen out there and you have assets out there, the law has a provision for you to declare those assets. We call them foreign assets. For you to declare those assets in Kenya, and you will not be taxed on those assets. Now, for me as a tax consultant, that's an interesting provision.
Just pause, just so that I can get it correct. So, if I declare, basically just tell Kerry I had a house and I had a car and I have sold them, and this is the amount of money I have made.
Correct.
And I'm bringing back to Kenya.
Correct.
Just that?
Just that.
How long is the amnesty?
It runs out 30th of June 2018.
30th of June?
30th of June 2018.
Okay.
If you declare after 30th of June 2018 for the next 5 years, that's up to 2023, right, there's a 10% penalty for late declaration.
But if I wasn't moving back home, and I didn't think about moving back home, and it's now December 2018,
and that's the irony of all this, because number one, remember, if you're a Kenyan citizen or a Kenyan tax resident, you're only taxable on your worldwide employment income. So all other income, including investment income, the capital gains that you've realized on sale of this house, are not taxable in Kenya. So the first question that people are asking is, why do I even need to declare this? Yes, there is a timeline to declare these foreign assets, but why do I even need to declare them? So I think, personally, I think that there's going to be a problem in terms of achieving the objective of that law.
And what do you think is objective that KRA has with this law?
I think the key or underlying objective here is for Revenue Authority to get as much data as possible around taxpayers, irrespective of where you are in the world as a Kenyan.
Okay. Yeah. And so if I don't declare and I come into the country with my assets, am I required to pay anything? So
there'll be the 10% penalty if you declare after 30th of June 2018. Right. Okay. But aside from that, because this income is not taxable in Kenya, in my view, you don't need to pay anything else.
Okay, so then the declaration is neither here nor there.
It's neither here nor there.
Because it doesn't cost me anything.
It doesn't cost you anything. The only question is, in fact, the question that one has to ask is, of what use is this from a compliance perspective? Yeah. So you don't have to be complying simply because you're a nice Kenyan, you're a good Kenyan, you want to comply with the law. But otherwise, there's no fiscal advantage right now for Revenue Authority in your declaring.
Well, in my view, I remember I covered this on a video with that I did last year, I think it was in May or June, when I was trying to get guys to file. And I remember thinking to myself as I was reading up on this amnesty, and I thought perhaps the reason that KRA wants to get guys to declare is so that as they move their funds, we know that there's no issue of terrorism financing or money laundering generally that is being, or that can be taken advantage of by people saying, I'm moving back home, and then they, try and launder all this money, or, well, I guess, move funds that are not earned in the right ways. So perhaps maybe that's one of them. But then I agree with you. I think it's for them to also know this guy is of this level. And so in the future, as he comes to Kenya, we need to expect a kind of an income from him of this nature.
Yeah, that's correct. And also don't forget that Kenya is currently reviewing the Income Tax Act. So we might soon be going the way of the US, where we tax you on all income, not just employment income. So all your income, worldwide income. So if we don't know that Robert owns a house in Las Vegas or a house in New York, how are we ever going to tax him on all his income? So I think, again, this is just KRA or government paving the way for a very broad approach to tax.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you so much, Robert. That was very insightful. Thanks, guys, for watching. If you have any questions, I know some of you might be out there, you've already moved, you're wondering, how do I submit this declaration? All you need to do is send me an email, sema@moneywise.co.ke. I have a team of people who have accepted to help us out with getting this done. And so if you need help, I have people who can help you to get your tax filing in order. And if you have any questions that relate to taxation, please feel free to continue to ask. My WhatsApp number is 0707633433. If you have any questions also, please write in our comment section and do share these videos. If you haven't subscribed, please do. This is Rina Hicks and you are watching Moneywise, where we create, grow and preserve. Yes, preserve well.